Hi everyone, my name is Andrea and today I'm gonna speak about Malala Yousafzai. I'm gonna start this video with the most famous Malala's quote, that is, one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. Malala Yousafzai is a Pakistani female education activist and the 2014 Nobel Peace Prize laureate at the age of 17. She is the world's youngest Nobel Prize laureate, the second Pakistani, and the first Pashtun to receive a Nobel Prize. Malala Yousafzai was born on 12 July 1997 and she is a human rights advocate for the education of women and children in her native homeland Swat. You wonder, why is Malala so famous? The answer is simple: for her work in drawing global attention to the threat to girls' education in Pakistan. As I said, in 2014 at the age of 17, Malala became the youngest Nobel Prize laureate up to that time. She also won other accolades and several funds and education initiatives were established in her honor. Now I'm gonna tell you some facts about Malala that you probably didn't know about her. So in 2012, Malala was shot in the head by a Taliban gunman while she was on her way home. Also, she suffered physical and emotional trauma from the incident. She chose to use the incident as a motivation to fight for girls' rights and education. Another fact is that she founded the Malala Fund charity in 2013 to provide girls across the world with equal education opportunities. At the age of 18, she opened an all-girls school for Syrian refugees. In 2015, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration (NASA) named the asteroid 316201 Malala after her. Yousafzai gave her first speech on 12 July 2030 at the Aged Nations following the attack on her in 2012. The World Organization then officially dubbed her birthday Malala Day. You can ask yourself, why Malala is a hero? The answer is very simple: because the only 17 years old, Malala Yousafzai is very known for her bravery and her right of expression in her home country Pakistan, where human rights mostly are suppressed. She started running a blog about suppression of human rights, violent attacks from the Taliban, and how the Taliban are against education for women in 2009. Many people were able to read it because it has been broadcasted on a web of BBC. Freedom of speech is a quite difficult topic in Pakistan, and soon she became a target for the Taliban. She was injured by the Taliban and had to get a treatment in a British hospital. To sum up, I consider Malala is a great hero of our times, who really due to her strong will, motivation, and courage, even without liberty of speech, she managed to convince all the world about the importance of equal education for any gender and nationality. Now we're gonna play the game by Educația Interactivă Point MD, and we're gonna play it together. So let's start. I'm gonna put my name first. So the first question is, who is Malala Yousafzai? Point A, an English political woman. Point B, a Pakistani activist. Point C, an Indian activist. Point D, an Afro-American girl. How do you think, what is the right answer? Correctly, it's point B, a Pakistani activist. The second question is, what did Malala fight for? Point A, for justice and law in her province. B, for making her country internationally famous. Point C, for women and children rights and education in her country. And point D, for religious discrimination. I think point C, for women and children rights and education in her country. The third question is, how did Malala get so famous? Point A, she became a best role actress who got an Oscar. Point B, she was the first woman terrorist. Point C, she became the youngest girl to get a Nobel Prize. And point C, she saved many children from death. It's obviously point C, she became the youngest girl to get a Nobel Prize at the age of 17. Next question is, when did Malala Yousafzai get her greatest reward? Point A, when she was 17. Point B, at the age of 17 years old. Point C, at the age of 10 years old. And point D, when she built a school. It's obviously at the age of 17 years old. Point B. Next, what happened in 2012 that frightened her life? She was kidnapped by a terrorist group. She was scared by Taliban for her coverage. Point C, she was shot in the head by a Taliban gunman. And point D, a car accident. It's obviously point C, she was shot in the head by a Taliban gunman, as I said in previous video. So the next question is, why did Malala found the Malala Fund charity? Point A, to help the women from her country. Point B, to make some money to survive. Point C, to stop women's discrimination all over the world. And point D, to provide girls around the world with equal education opportunities. It's obviously point D, to provide girls around the world with equal education opportunities. Next question is, when was officially established the International Malala Day by the World Organization? A, on June 12, 2030. Point B, on October 10. Point C, on July 4, 2012. And or on July 12, 2030. It's obviously on July 12, 2030. Next question is, what is the greatest advantage of Malala Fund? Point A, more and more people make their contributions to it. Point B, a new asteroid was bought to honor her name. Point C, young girls globally have the chance to attend school. And point D, she could easily become a millionaire. How do you think? What is the right question? What is the right answer for this question? Yeah, it's point C. Young girls globally have the chance to attend school. The next question is so interesting. Let's see. Without liberty of speech, how could Malala bring her message to the world first? Point A, she organized flash mobs and posted them on internet. Point B, on a blog broadcasted on a website of BBC. She wrote some letters to an English friend. And point D, a school teacher helped her to publish an article. It's obviously she wrote, bring her message to the world first on a blog broadcasted on a website of BBC. So the next question is, what is Malala Yousafzai associated nowadays with? An author of a blog, a hero of our times who will remain in history, a girl changing people's behavior, and a courageous girl. It's obviously a hero of our time who will remain in the history. So this was our game. I hope you all enjoyed, and you can also play on attached link. So good luck.